Get rid of my game save file here. And then I guess we will jump into a speed run. Start by making sure this music is good and loud. Kappa. Hello, air kicks. Thank you for the good luck. 3 PB. Well, that's not super likely, but I wonder. PB. Oh, is turbo active? Turbo might be active. PB is free. It's not, but, you know, why not? Three, two, one, go. Perfect name. I agree. Not as perfect as this gin and tonic next to me. I'm glad to see your classic percent of DW3. It's still DW3, but seems less insane. Yeah, exactly. Still memes. So what are you exactly allowing during that? Bomb Crag and Metal Slime Manips? Is that it? Or... And then, like, you can reset for buy, kill, and junk? Reset wherever, no restrictions. So, a lot like the Famicom run then, except you allow metal slimes where Famicom doesn't. Cool. I remember the couple runs I did of Famicom were alright. I'm still, an SFC fanboy. But as far as the NES version goes, that seems like a pretty good rule set to play. At some point I should try doing another Famicom run. Been quite a while. I think the only one that I've really finished was bad. Like 6 hours or something, 6:10. I don't remember what happened. Besides everything. Maybe I was just slow. No other RPG speedruns though until after QFG. Hey Ridley Killer, thanks for stopping by, thanks for the good luck. Still mostly in a bit of practice slash de-rust mode, especially the late game. So I'm not expecting a whole lot out of this, but appreciate it nonetheless. Yeah, everyone says their speedrun is bad and should be avoided, though, if they play it enough. That makes me wonder. Would I say that about DQ3 SFC? Would I say that it's bad and should be avoided? I probably wouldn't. I'm too positive for that. I'm not, like, super positive, but... Yo, Hair. Thank you for the good luck. I can't wait to see the rest of Tales of Symphonia. Well, I was saying my attitude is positive, so I was saying that everyone says their speed game is bad and should be avoided if they play it long enough. And then I was wondering if I would say that about DQ3 or not. And I decided that my attitude is generally too positive to say that about it. So no, I would not say that it should be avoided. Now DQ4, on the other hand, no, I'm just kidding. DQ4 is good too. On DQ5, it's DQ5 or DQ6 are gonna be coming up probably early next year. Maybe learn them the end of this year, or maybe learn them beginning of next year. I'm not entirely sure. I've been interviewing for a job, and it kind of depends on when I start that and if I get it. Because I might take some time off in between, but then it might interfere with my holiday schedules and trying to work out that stuff. So if I have time, DQ5 or DQ6 might be in there, but I want to try to get some DQ1, 2, or 3 races going after Questing for Glory is done. It's been a while since we've done any big races or anything, and I kind of miss them. DQ1 and 3 I could pick up anytime and be fine. DQ2 I'd probably need to, like, actually play. Don't know when you'd have time for full runs, yeah. Time for full runs would be easy if you just, you know, got world record forehead. You have, you know, 8 to 9 hour runs like Tonic was doing or whatever, then becomes a lot harder. And that's what they would start off as, for sure. Ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-dum, bum. Aidyn retired. Yeah. I had started learning both 5 and 6 earlier this year. Well, I've started learning DQ5 like 3 times now. Twice on SOC and once on PS2. But I got up to about the Mirror of Ra, like that tower, was where I stopped learning DQ5, and then basically the same place in DQ6. I got up to like the tower where you, where Barbara joins, and I was like learning that area. Raw Tower or whatever. So I've learned the beginning of both of them, and I have notes in the beginning of both of them. But they would still obviously need practice and learning, you know, the other 3/4 of the runs. Alright, best music time. Too generous by far. Been playing a little bit off stream the last couple days, taking notes on lore, taking notes on like the dialogue and what people actually say at various points. I'm up through like the wizard school area in terms of those notes. Alright, do I remember this dialogue? 274? Oops. And then I mess up movement. No, don't examine the poster on the wall. Turbo, please. Maybe I should just mash through that one. Keep re-talking to him. No, I don't want this. Actually, 10 spice is good. That's okay to get. It's actually probably worth it, but I don't think it's consistent. I should double check that, see if that's always the same reagent. Spice is usually the more expensive reagent. So getting more spice early, and you need 2 spice for every 1 gemstone for these restore potions. So that actually helps a fair amount with starting off this money grind. I ordered a new memory card for the N64. That's like supposed to be more solid state and not battery powered. And I'm curious if it's not in yet, but I'm curious if saving is going to be any faster. Saving and loading is going to be any faster or slower on it. Probably not, but Brenna needs cloth armor and rope, and Rakan needs Traherne sword. Any percent SSD, yeah. Still what, too many gemstones? 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm guessing it's going to be no different. It wouldn't surprise me if the limiting factor were like the controller port, like the bandwidth of the bus that it plugs into. Just as much as the speed of the memory itself. Data face looking out his window. Hey, Vlash. How are you today? Trying to actually count these potion creations. After work thing, nice. I had no after work thing, but I do have some gin and tonic next to me, so can relate. It's fine, it only enhances the Aidyn Chronicles experience. Getting some extra money here since this is marathon practice. And failing strength potions. And dex. Yeah, it is a very slow game. That is easily the biggest complaint against it from me, from a casual standpoint. This isn't something that I like to suggest and would not suggest to you, but like, I think this is one of those games where there's a an actual value in suggesting playing on emulator with some fast forward functionality for people who actually want to play it. Greatest game ever made. It's certainly a game that was made. I enjoy it, otherwise I wouldn't be playing it, of course, but yeah, it's not perfect. Sneaky, sneaky. Exploring Aramon. Yeah. Aramon's also, like, really confusing. This game does, like, a fairly decent job of giving you places to explore, but yeah, exactly. It's also very easy to get lost. Your Jamaican cousin. Aramon. Am I gonna get by the rat? I am. We're him for this section, yeah. Yeah, I wish this game had like a mini map or something, because the game does like offer a lot of branching paths, and you know, sometimes there's worthwhile stuff and sometimes there isn't, but it's not like super linear feeling. And as you say, it's very easy to get lost, especially since it's like a fairly dark game too. Like visually things kind of look the same and it's dark, and yeah, inside there's a map, but it doesn't like place you on the map. So it's not as useful as it could be. And it rains all the time, yeah. That too, I suppose. Fails to cast a spell. Of course he does. Thanks, Godric. The one thing I actually wanted you to do in this game, besides alchemy, is finish off this wolf. Yeah, Abracon is very strong at the start. His stats are just like really good for combat starting off, and he starts off with some pretty good gear. Let's save just in case I get this stupid rat aggro. So you're still in Aramon, you haven't continued, you haven't done like the thing that you do there, right? Like the clearing out the goblin stuff that they tell you to do. Didn't do that yet? Okay. Here's a question. Outside of Aramon, when you take the normal path, not the way I go here, but the normal path, usually you end up walking by a hobgoblin, and I think it's a spirit wolf with it. Did you fight that? And if so, how did you find it? Like, did you find it easy? Did you find it really difficult? Did you end up just like sneaking by it or something? No, okay. You went around. Yeah, I remember as a kid resetting over that fight a number of times. And then I don't remember if I ever ended up killing it or if I ended up also going around. But just get you there, yeah. That's understandable. Who do you have in your party? Who did you choose? Obviously you said Abracon. Not the crazy guy. So you took Retta? The mage? I assume then? There's a bit of a trap if you... And then, yeah, Brenna gets forced. So it's interesting because the king tells you you can only take 2. And if you choose, like, Abracon and Brenna, for example, it won't let you choose a third one, or a third party member. So you just get those 2. But if you don't take Brenna, then she joins you and you get, a full party. But if you actively choose Brenna, you can end up a person short. We're gonna run up to here or so. Save before I get this dumb encounter. Guy aggro's from so far away. Yeah. That's a pretty normal experience. She does get good spells, just stuff she starts with isn't. But yeah, her staff starts off fairly strong. She misses a lot. I'm remembering correctly, but... And she's not, like, super tanky. Yeah. That is true. I like Brenna, though. I know, like, she starts off really squishy and kind of weak, but... story-wise, I like her. And Thief is, like... good. Opening chest, yeah. She starts off with mechanic too, I think, which means she can make some armor, although I think she can only make like leather armor or something with her starting mechanic skill. Yeah, I think it's the mechanic skill. You like pause and you go to the right a couple pages and go to skills. If someone has mechanic, you can select that, just like I do with alchemy to make the potions with Godric. And you can make armor out of like beast hides. Most of it's not like great. There are a couple decent items you can get with it, but I don't remember a lot of it being super useful, but it's something, and it's probably better than just selling the beast hides. All right. Time to reset this chest for the Witch Ring. Yep, this chest. Just like buy kill. I mean, it's more like the death necklace, but I'll accept buy kill. Imagine if. The Final Fantasy X run. I've been watching a little bit of that. Slowly. I'm like halfway through it. Watching a commentated run. I'm not watching the current record. I'm watching a previous record from like a year and a half ago on English. I'll tell you, Final Fantasy speedrunning is like a different world. He was commenting about, I don't know, someone had asked about strategies or something like that, and he was talking about the final Seymour fight, and he's like, oh yeah, there's like a 2% chance of missing and blah blah blah. And he's like, oh, it's a backup strap, but it costs you 45 seconds, which means your run is dead. And it's like, 45 seconds, that's it? Like, that's, you know, a failed run in Dragon Quest or something like that. And it's like, it's nothing. But like the timings are just so like consistent and tight. I think there was like a little bit of exaggeration there, but in terms of like your run being dead, obviously it depends on what pace you are up to that point, but maybe that's the more correct thing. Maybe Final Fantasy is in a different world. Maybe Dragon Quest is just the different world. We're not fighting 6 of these. We'll do 4. That's fine. Yeah, it's always funny, especially like hearing Tonic talk about like DQ and how different it is. I think it's so easy to like take for granted or not really appreciate like the grinding that needs to go into getting a good DQ run. A couple more hours of Dread, nice. I've beaten Dread 3 times now, and I started a 4th playthrough. Make sure this goblin didn't aggro here. First cutscene and fight. I had trouble with that fight the first time I played. Finally do some exploring, yeah. The game starts to definitely open up as you get... Maybe around that point, yeah. A little before, a little after, I don't know. Definitely feels good when it starts to happen, though. But yeah, not really a spoiler, but you, when you beat the game, you unlock a hard mode for the game. So I've beaten the game once on normal 100%, once on hard 100%, and then I went through it again on normal quickly-ish. And then I started another hard playthrough with the intent to go quickly-ish. Enough of 3 houses, you could have finished Dread. Yeah, you could have. Dread's not really that long. And yeah, 3 or 4 times dying on that fight sounds about right. Sneaking up hills is terrible. Thankfully the hobgoblin walked away. Nothing of value is lost, yeah. Hobgoblin's being aggressive. You're just saving time by not having him show up. That's all. This turn order is weird. Moon Hyo. Hello, SK. Hilda took some of Lorenz's lines. That's funny. Oh, you watched Dune? I still need to watch that. Heard it's good. Okay, that hobgoblin just did nothing. That's fine with me. Crushing Death on Godric. That's a new one. I don't think I've ever seen him do that. It's fine, like, Godric needs to die. He usually does that on Abercon, but I guess Abercon usually gets to go sooner. Your attack now we're on. I mean, of course, your attacking PB is free. I'm actually gonna need to take these out with Brenna, even though Brenna's, like, also kind of hurt. Let Abercon deal with Kitarak. Good. Why don't you come over here? extended version. How long is it? I heard it's like close to 3 hours, is that right? Two and a half-ish, okay. Yeah, I mean, that's not bad regardless. I don't know why I'm bothering here, but... Two more years for part 2. Okay, it is running good. I thought it might, but then it cast Spirit Shield. Oh, there's another one. Is he also gonna run? I guess that's the limit. Oh, whatever. We're just gonna beat him up. Yeah. Okay, I mean, I know I named my character PB is free, but it's not actually supposed to be free. Exactly where you guessed. I have a couple ideas of where they could have ended it, but it's been so long since I've read the book that I don't really remember the, like the pacing or at what point various things happen. Not too well, anyway. PB is only always free if you're the Countess playing DQ1 SFC. Then PB is always free. Oh, on a completely different topic, Ash, I got in my copy of... Started to say this earlier, I think, but then I forgot. Dark Souls 1, PS3, Japanese release version, unpatched. I played it for like an hour, or not an hour. Sorry, I played it for like 10 minutes. I played up through just the Asylum. Clearly did not take me an hour to get through the Asylum. Just to try to confirm like that it worked and verify that it was like an unpatched version. And I'm not 100% positive because there's nothing in game that tells me the version, but I definitely got half the souls from the Asylum demon compared to what you get now. So I'm assuming that means it's the unpatched version. But man, that game runs pretty rough, especially, I don't know if any patches helped or not, but it's a little bit laggy. By a little bit laggy, I mean pretty laggy. Like, it runs at 30 FPS and it's laggy on top of it. Some things look a bit different, it's a bit darker. Bonfires look pretty different compared to now, compared to remastered anyway. Darker souls, yep. That's what I'm saying. I was definitely having trouble dodging a little bit because of the lag. It was playable, but just have to get used to it. Hello, Bunny Bargle. Alright, let's not forget the important thing this time. Like I did last time I tried playing this. You go to the shops here. Do not forget this shopping. That's not super important. These are also not super important. This is required. Oh, like a clone console deal, like a Retron 5 or whatever. Yeah. Never used any of like the newer clone consoles. Wonder if they're any good. Not that I would use them for speedrunning. Or really not that I would use them for anything, but Duncan, Idaho. I have no idea who that is. Is that the character's name or the actor's name? Am I just completely forgetting a character? I do not remember who that is at all. Swordmaster. Oh, okay. I really should reread the book. Ah, okay. Yeah, I definitely only ever read the first one. Spoilerinos. That's fine. I'm only anti-spoiler when I'm streaming games on twitch.tv. Spoilers otherwise do not bother me at all. Spoiling a 55-year-old book. Yep. Is Dune really that old? I guess it is 2021. $1965, huh? It's just, I guess, older than I had thought. I was thinking it was at least 10 to 15, well, maybe not at least. I was thinking it was like 10 to 15 years newer than that, like 70s, mid to late 70s. It was before I was born either way, so I suppose it doesn't matter too much in the grand scheme of things. So I'm going to lose like a minute on this next split. Talk about the game for just a quick second, because my PB got both the witch ring and the wizard hat from that chest. And I only got the witch ring this time, so I need to go pick up the wizard hat. Which is fine and expected, but... just will lose a minute or so. Oh, that... the boar aggroed me? That's frustrating. Well, there goes another minute, but I think my PB also loses the same minute. That's really frustrating. How did the boar aggro me? I got caught on that stupid tree. Oh, really? Never said his name? Interesting. Reminds me of Game of Thrones a little bit. When that show was going on, I would talk with friends and coworkers and junk about it because I had read the books. I mean, what there was for books up to that point. And I'm just gonna run up here and save and reload. And they would watch the show on HBO. And I'd be talking to people, and, you know, they wouldn't know anybody's name. It'd just be like, oh, that girl in that place. They wouldn't know the names of characters or towns or anything. And even though I wasn't watching the show at all, I had only read the books. I'm like, oh yeah, you mean this person, she's over here. And they're like, yeah, that's it. Still big blind spot. The first book is excellent. The first book is excellent. The rest of the books are good. I think they kind of get, like, a little bit worse each time. Well, maybe that's a little misleading. The second and third book are, like, both good. They just kind of... the pacing is kind of weird. And they kind of end at weird spots. And then the fourth book is probably the weakest of them. And then the fifth book is okay. And then The 5th book came out 10 years ago and we still don't have book number 6, so we probably never will. Just like we'll never have Kingkiller Chronicles Day 3. Gonna save here in case this cave bear aggroes. If it aggroes, I'll try one stupidity scroll on it. I think we're okay. I really do recommend the first book. Even if you stop after the first book, like the first one ends at a reasonable point. It's kind of like a lot of fantasy series, right? Where like the first book feels, in my opinion, like reasonably well contained, whereas all the rest of the books make it feel like a series. You know? The first book you can just kind of read it and kind of be moderately content with. Like that arc. All your favorite characters are going to die. What's with all these resists? I don't want to use light, but because I don't think it actually makes a difference. From my limited testing, day versus night did not seem to matter for these scrolls, but sure didn't help with that one. Good thing I bought extra. Really don't actually want Abracon to get hit by these guys. We're losing big time here. Getting that boar aggro really hurt us. Slow fights here. And that ogre fight was one that I didn't get my PB. Oh, cool. The first Stormlight book is like one of my favorite books. It's definitely my favorite of the series. Book 2 was Words of Radiance, right? Yeah. Words of Radiance was also really good. Yeah, that's fair. There are like a few specific scenes in book 1 that I absolutely love, and I don't think book 2 has anything that matches. There's like 2 or 3 scenes in book 1 that I think, to me, beat almost anything in the rest of the series so far. I need to reread Oathbringer at some point, because Oathbringer was easily my least favorite of them. I need to reread Wheel of Time. I've read the first book, like, a ton of times. And I've read books 2 and 3 a number of times also. But, like, after book 5 or 6, it just goes into such a slog for, like, 3 books that the closer I get to that, the less I want to keep reading it. But yeah, Eye of the World is amazing. Love it. There's a book series that I've been keeping up with ever since the first book came out. There are only the book series is called A Chorus of Dragons by Jen Lyons. It's a 5-book series. 4 of them are out, and the 5th book comes out next year sometime. She's been really good about, like, keeping pace with them, but I've been loving that series. It's been absolutely excellent. I'm very excited for book number 5. See how it all ends. Pulling her braid. Yep. Smoothing her skirts. I don't know, there's like a couple interesting things that happen in there. But Hyperion. I think I bought one of those, but have not read it. I might have even bought it when you mentioned it, but I might have had it before then. Because I'm sure you've mentioned that before. Yeah, only, I think it's like November 22nd or something, only a little over 3 weeks away. It has to be good. It has to be. It's on Amazon. Amazon's making it. It's another good one where, like, similar to what I was saying about Game of Thrones, I think, Eye of the World is really good about being, like, yeah, obviously it sets up stuff to come after it. It's like 14 or 15 books in the series, but I think Eye of the World is like a really good self-contained story. Even if you don't, like, necessarily move on to the rest of them right away. You feel pretty satisfied at the end of that book. I think that's one thing that, like, a lot of series, I don't want to say get wrong, but I don't know. It's like the Empire Strikes Back effect, right? Like the middle of a trilogy, and you know, obviously these things aren't trilogies, but you end up with a case where like there's no defined arc for a book or a movie or whatever. Like the middle book is just kind of like there to set up, but there's no like major plot point that starts and then gets resolved within that middle book. And a lot of series are kind of guilty of that. It's the same reason why A New Hope is my favorite Star Wars movie, because I think it does a great job of like being a movie by itself. You can watch only that one and feel good about it. Try to reread Lord of the Rings. Every time I've quote-unquote reread Lord of the Rings, I've skipped large portions of it. I've tried reading The Hobbit a few times too, because I've never read The Hobbit, and that has never gone well. I've gotten maybe a third of the way through that a couple times, but yeah, I read them when the movies came out too. Shown it before, but I've got like the movie editions of the books. Got like pictures from the first movie on all of them. I read them before the movies came out, but they were still like the movie editions. Yeah, it's got its moments. There are some parts of it that are like great. Like the Mines of Moria, for example. Like the Mines of Moria is one of the best segments in fantasy, you know? But like you've got to get through stuff like Tom Bombadil to get there, for example. Alright, let's save in case we accidentally crash the game here. Let's slow down for a second. The game does actually crash here sometimes. I'm gonna have to reload. Sometimes this like just never actually ends up working. Oh, there we go. The two towers. What are you talking about? The slog part? Two Towers has some pretty good parts in it. Helm's Deep is always awesome. I don't know. That might be the only great part, but it starts off pretty well too. If I remember right, Two Towers also ended in kind of a weird place. Like, I think they changed. I think some of the stuff that was in the end of the Two Towers, they moved to Return of the King for the movies. Like, Peregrine took, using the Palantir. I think that was in Two Towers in the books, but Return of the King in the movies? I don't know. I just feel like the cutoff point they moved. I'm gonna actually mash through this rather than turbo. This sometimes crashes. Or not crashes, soft locks. Whoa. What happened there? Oh. I know what happened there. Just clear on my turbo to make sure. I think I accidentally had sneak on turbo. Yeah, the Wormtongue stuff and all the Rohan segment was, I don't know, decent enough. The problem with that a lot of fantasy, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones, Wheel of Time, whatever, also suffers from is just like, you care about a few characters and you get really invested in their storylines, or even just the storyline itself, and then like you're going through 3 or 4 separate arcs of what's happening and you only really care about one of them. That's always a problem. I need to go back to reading. A couple months ago, I started reading the Expanse series. And I got through, I don't even remember. Did I get through 3 books? Or am I on the 3rd book? I think I got through 3 books. And I'm on the 4th one. And I'm like a third of the way through it, and I just kind of stopped reading it. It's good. I don't know if I would say it's great. So it's really good. The part that I struggle with it is that, like, I don't know. I don't know if the characters are like too real or what, but like, the books just tend to follow, like, I don't necessarily mean the main group, but like, every book has different viewpoint characters, and all the characters are like kind of assholes. Like, I just don't really like almost any of them. And like, yeah, it's realistic. Oops. They're out for themselves or whatever, but like, it doesn't make me want to like the characters. And yeah, like, it does the thing where like some characters get the redemption arc and whatever else, and you end up like not hating them by the end. But after 3 or 4 books of like starting off of, I don't like this person, but I'm gonna be reading an entire book of them, and then like you get the inevitable redemption arc or whatever, and it's like, all right, I guess I don't hate them now at the end. The shtick just wears on me a little bit. The Expanse. SK. a sci-fi thing. It's on PC. No, this is on Nintendo 64. One of the few RPGs for the Nintendo 64. One of the top 5, yep. Came out at near the very end of the N64's life cycle, 2001-ish. It is one of the only 5. It is true. Alright, well I don't really want Brenna to die in this fight necessarily, but if she does, it's actually fine. No one had? I mean, I heard of it because I played it as a kid. I play it now. Ooh, we got the Hurl Star. It's turn-based, so like this overworld stuff is like actual movement, and you'll see me like sneaking by enemies and stuff like that. But the combat is turn-based. The big issue with the game is that like it moves pretty slowly, and the music, there's not a lot of music, and it's not very good, and it's kind of repetitive. So it can be kind of a tough to get into. But the RPG systems in this game are pretty cool. I really like the character building and everything. And the story is serviceable. Not like amazing. You know, definitely some RPG cliches in there, but it's serviceable. Sometimes you won't see the enemies, but they're there. Yeah. That's certainly true. Yeah, the game mechanics for this are based on the Dragon Quest tabletop RPG from the early 80s. The one that held the Dragon Quest trademark name for years, causing the Dragon Quest video game series to be named Dragon Warrior. But the mechanics from that tabletop are what inspired the mechanics of this game. I don't know how closely it aligns because I've never played the tabletop, but oh, did it? Cool. Yeah, I'll be interested to see what you think about it. I got mine right here. Well, and my second one is in the thing. My drawer next to me. Kind of. SK was linking me some like $170 EVGA controller or something like that. I don't know, some gaming brand. And he's like, oh, I might get this. And I'm like, why don't you try the $10 thing first? How do you attach it? No, it's kind of a pain. Just like you have to like don't force it, like don't break something, but it's not effortless either. You kind of have to like turn it as you slide it onto the controller. Start with the plug and then like kind of slide it onto the controller and rotate it as it's going. All right, let's save here in case I get this encounter. I do not want this encounter. Yeah, and then the centerpiece on the back is like used for button mapping. So like you select which button you want and then like which button it corresponds to. So I think I have like the right, personally, like the right button for Dark Souls I use as circle for sprint. And then the left button I use as L3, like clicking in the left joystick for jump. Which is something that you don't need to do that often, but I hate clicking the joystick to jump, so. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I like it a lot for games that benefit from it. Other games, I find myself accidentally pressing buttons that I don't want to because of it. But usually when like setting down or picking up the controller, I'll pick up the controller and start pushing buttons on accident. All right. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, I guess 15. All right, keel and git. See if I remember this menu here. I think that's everything. I never owned the guide. I have a PDF of it that I got at some point, but I never owned it. So my first time I got up to, I don't know, maybe about where I am now, maybe a little, actually probably a little bit farther. I probably got to Chaos Isle and got stuck. And that was when I first discovered, this is the game where I first discovered game FAQs. Because I got stuck and looked it up on my grandparents' dial-up internet of what to do. Please hit one of them. No? Okay. It's fine. Only one who really needs to do anything in this fight is Auron. I should say, PB is free. He's the only one who needs to do anything. I realized I forgot to spend XP after Cyclops. Oh, I forgot to do it again. That's okay. I wanted to put intelligence on Auron. Actually pretty frustrating to forget that. Intelligence just helps spells be resisted less often, which may or may not end up being an issue on this fight. It's mostly the 2 ogre bosses at the end that I'm worried about. This hit 3? It did. Good. Brenna starts running for the back lines. Killing things here because I need to force reinforcements to show up on the field. Some of them fleed, so we're actually good on killing stuff now. Brenna's okay there. Maybe I actually need to take a couple steps farther. Camera keeps recentering in a weird spot, which is annoying. Stop missing. I want these guys to kill Brenna, but they've missed 3 times. Okay, there we go. Yep, that's me. Just a big old heartless monster. Yeah, I asked Ash if he would help with commentary for my QFG run. Well, I should say I was mentioning that I was debating who I wanted, and I mentioned Ash as an option, and he said he'd be willing to do it. And so he kind of volunteered. Let's save here just in case we accidentally get this fight. You would have said no. It's fine. Yeah, I mean, I was debating either solo commentary or asking a Lastoid who has done the run if he would commentate, or else asking Ash, Cowie, or SK to help. And I kind of decided that my preference was I'd rather have somebody that I know rather than somebody who, like, knows the run. Because I know the run, right? Like, I can explain why I'm doing things, what's happening. I don't need help for that. But somebody that, like, that knows me and knows, like, my kind of commentary and knows, or is just, like, is willing to ask questions. Like, it's probably more useful. Hate this wolf. Very annoying when this happens. Also clipped through the world once, congrats. I've done it a couple times, but I don't think I've ever done it before, Aramon, so you might have one-upped me on that one. Ah, yeah, I could see that. The spot where I know it's happened to me was, the town that I'm actually near now. There's like a tree on a hill outside of it. And like, it forms kind of a weird angle. And the tree collision can push you through the hill. And then there's also a bridge that I jump off later. And sometimes when you jump off that bridge, it seems to me if you sneak, it's fine, but if you don't sneak, you sometimes run into issues. If you fall too fast, though, you basically fall through the floor and die. Or just fall through the world, I should say. What happened when you fell through the world? Did the game crash? Did it push you back in bounds? Because I think when I clipped from the tree on that hill, I think the game, like, ended up pushing me back in bounds somehow, but when I fall through the bridge, it definitely crashes the game eventually. It put you back in, okay. That's good at least. You ordered the capture card? Nice. Like I said, if you need help setting anything up with OBS or anything like that, let me know. I ordered a couple things lately, but they were all logistical things. I bought a second light, so instead of having one light in front of me, I've got one to each direction at 45-degree angles now, which means that I was able to move my camera to be a little bit more centered. I have a slightly more centered angle now. And, I ordered a new microphone arm. I ordered the new Elgato. It's new-ish. Low profile microphone arm that's supposed to go like under your monitors. I don't know if I'll like it or not, but I figure can probably sell it if I don't. But hopefully it gets this arm out of my way of my monitor. So no technical stuff, just logistical things. Community hangout with was supportive. That's cool. Gonna play like some Mario Maker and stuff. at all, or gonna kind of just do your own thing, or old Dazzle. Never had a Dazzle. I do have one of the GV2 USBs. I think that's still hanging out in my bin. Mario Party or Golf, Yeah, what was the first capture card I used? A good question. I think the first thing I got actually was an HDMI one. I think the first thing I got was the Elgato HD60. Maybe like right when that came out. Because the first thing I was speedrunning was Mega Man X2. But I started running it on Virtual Console, and I think I ran it with a Wii U in the Wii Virtual Console mode. And so the Wii U was HDMI. So that's what I needed. And then I bought the GV2 when I started doing like NES and SNES stuff initially. And then I realized that it kind of looked like butt. And then I got the StarTech. That was maybe 2015 by then or something. Ish. Oh, I missed my split for the lighthouse. $1,000? What? What are you talking about? Data path? No, eBay. Like $100. There are tons of used ones on eBay for like $100. That's what I used for quite a long time also. Oh shoot, I forgot to equip my weapons. That's okay. I'll just lose like a round of combat because of it. Yep. Yeah, somebody had posted about it. It might have initially been Ash. Probably. In the DQ RTA Discord a number of years ago now. And oh no, I got the Cyclops Trail Star, that's right. Yeah, the E1 or E1S are the common ones. They're basically the same. There's a little more bandwidth on the E1S. Yeah, that's about right. Those are really the best ones. Basically. I tried buying, I had a problem with one of my E1s that I had bought. And, oops. And I tried the Vision AV, which does HDMI, and, had a lot of issues with it, so I ended up going back to the regular E1S. I returned it. Yeah, DVI, but it takes like the analog, you can do analog inputs, you can do digital inputs, like you can do an adapter for VGA or breakout into different sources, and I used it with my OSSC, so I just add like an HDMI to DVI adapter with it. Also what Cowie still uses with his. Like I said, I think Tonic uses it still. Morphing. Iron Sword. I remember that post. I feel like most people have read that at one point or another. Well, maybe not most, but kind of most. I just want enough bandwidth to be able to stream in 1080p so I can get rid of my 1080 to 720 downscale that ruins my quality. Multiple times on shmups, yeah. I meant to go on there earlier and look to see if there was any update on the OSSC Pro. I'd say it still kind of is, yeah. There are a lot of other websites that people reference, like RetroRGB and stuff, but those are more like reviewing individual pieces of kit rather than the shmup stuff. People get really in-depth about it. Probably because there's a fair number of arcade players on there. Like, all the arcade stuff is so different from each other that needs, like, individual discussion. That's definitely, like, the main place that I find for stuff still, yeah. enough time, yeah. It's fine, it's not like you're gonna do it once a week or anything. You got one of the new EVGA ones, the X1 Lite, XL1 Lite, XR1, whatever it is. I know. It'll be fine. Let's save just to make sure I don't fall through the world here. Hello, kitty. You can borrow a copy if you ever want to. I've got an English and a Japanese one, so I can spare one. Just don't play the Game Boy Color version of it. No one should ever play that version of the game. Yes. Talking about Keep Frenzy. On the speaker at the arcade. You should, but you have the X station now anyway, so... For real. Yeah, that certainly makes sense. Bought it, might as well equip it. Keep Frenzy's really fun. It's a pretty comfy speedrun too. Not as comfy as this. I don't know what I normally split here, but... it's on this fade out. We're back on PB pace. It's fine, we're not going to PB, but... it's not impossible. But it's not likely. Alright, let's camp. I need to make it day before this fight. Okay, no encounters on the camping, that's good. What's the chance for a camping encounter? I'm not exactly sure. If you have a character with the ranger skill, that reduces your chance. But, I don't want to use a strength potion. I need to use this first. But even with or without the ranger skill, I don't know what the odds are. Please don't kill anyone with lightning. Yeah! God, that hurt so much. As long as this hits the Stormer, though, we'll be okay. I'll just have to spend a turn healing. Because the other dude's gonna use Spirit Shield. Curing Potion. Switch to an internal. I like having the internal one, but I mean, for most purposes, it's I don't know, probably a wash. That's what Countess has been saying since he bought it, is that he would play it before the next limit break. So, just depends on whenever that happens. Nice crit. I think I'm wearing my one from the most recent event, or is this the one before? I don't remember. I think this is the most recent one. It's 2019, okay. That's what I thought. Oh god. Please just don't kill Keelan. I'm taking so much damage in this fight. Pretty slow. I will let you know when he plays it, for sure. Whenever I tell you that RPG Limit Break is happening, you'll know. SMRPG is just like a really charming game. Like the gameplay is good too, but I don't know if this is when I normally split. You hated it in your first play. Dark Souls or SMRPG? The interview? It went well. It wasn't even like really an interview. It was more like a get to know me than it was like I thought it was going to be an actual technical thing. Because it was with the technical people. But I got an email back asking if I had any follow-up questions. And, small company? No. It's a local hospital / health network. So I responded and I said, like, you know, depending on what the next step is or whatever, I want to talk to HR about, like, pay and benefits, because that's going to be a big thing, is, like, the pay is going to be comparable, but probably not better. So we'll see what the benefits are like. Even if it's, like, equivalent, that's good enough. And then the other thing is talking about start date. Like, we had originally talked about, you know, potentially beginning of December, but, you know, there's two things I'm concerned about. One is the Thanksgiving bonus that I don't want to miss out on. And the other is, I was hoping to take, like, a week off around Christmas, and if I change jobs, I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm not going to have any time off banked up. So, you know, the question is, do I start early December and suck it up without anything around Christmas? Or, you know, I asked, like, is it an option for flexibility to, like, maybe just switch at the first of the year or something? Not that I really want to wait 2 months, and I'm sure they don't either, but, you know, what's really the difference between December 6th and the beginning of January anyway? You know, considering there's holidays in there and people are going to be taking time off and junk. No, it's accrual. So you earn so many, it's so many minutes per hour's worked, but I don't know what the rate is. That's one thing I need from HR. You accrue it and you have to use it for your holidays. I'm going to be, if I start in December, I'm going to basically just be using everything I earn in December to take Christmas and New Year's alone. Yeah, I mean, I did mention that, so, like, what I asked was, like, you know, is there flexibility for me to, like, does it make sense to just start early January? And if they say no, we need you to start sooner, then, you know, I will ask about that. Because I did mention that I wanted to take a week off between Christmas and New Year. So we'll see what they come back with and say. Because I don't mind waiting to start. I also don't mind starting sooner, but yeah, we'll see. Who knows? I mean, maybe they give me a bad offer and I don't even take the job, you know? It's not necessarily set in stone. It sounds better than what I have now, but there's nothing stopping me from continuing to look. Then says I have to take this one, you know? We'll see. I wish this run weren't on good pace, because I would pause and I would go to the bathroom and get another cup of gin and tonic. But the run's on too good a pace, I can't stop. Correct buttons is more difficult than it should be. That is true. Hopefully they make it worth it. Yeah, I hope so too. I wonder how Ashley's thing went. I think she had a third interview thing today. This morning at like 9 or something. Let's save. I've accidentally gotten an encounter here a couple times recently. Oh yeah, I mean, she's been interviewing. Like I said, she had the thing she's interviewing for. I think she said she had a third interview scheduled for, like, earlier today. So if that goes well, I mean, I'm sure as soon as, if they offer her something, she's gone. Like, she's not staying. Oh, really? I remember you mentioning that you'd looked back that way a couple times, but that Mandy was worried that she wouldn't be able to find something. Where's this Cyclops? We're just gonna wait for him to go. Some enemies, if they walk into you while you're sneaking, you'll still get encounters. Sometimes not, but this Cyclops usually will. Surprising amount back there. Formula for sneaking level? I do not know. Finding any kind of data on this game is very difficult. I can link you, somebody's been working on like a decomp of the game. But it's like, you know, assembly that's been translated into C++, and it's not, like, it's kind of manually documented and not super well filled out in some spots, and kind of hard to read, but anything formulaic, that's the only place I found any kind of formula info for. Otherwise, everything's been, it's been that and, like, manually testing stuff. Huh. Maybe I split wrong or something. I don't know why I lost so much time on the split. Maybe I just split at the wrong time? That would make sense. Alright, this person... you know Ardra. Double the rates. Turbo, please. That's all I get here, right? Yeah. Oh, I never re-equipped the rope. Fine. This is the decomp GitHub. Been a few months since there were any updates, but if anyone wants to look at assembly decompiled into C++, that tells you how this game works. There it is. Think you're good? You sure? It's been useful for a few things. There's some pretty interesting stuff, like it's where I found out the cutoffs for strength. So strength increases your damage, but It increases your damage at specific values. Or above specific values, I should say. It's where I found coefficients for lunar versus solar, multipliers, aspect multipliers, dexterity, thresholds, stuff like that. This game owns. Like, I know it looks janky, but I do love this game. Unironically. Boots of Speed, Tinker's Glove, Ring of Healing. Ring of Healing, Boots of Speed, Ring of Healing, re-equip your rope. Equip that. I think that's everything. The game is known to crash. The other interesting thing about this game is that there are a number of differences if you do not use the expansion pack. So if you don't use the expansion pack, you get different music in some places, you get different overworld encounters in some places, enemies are in slightly different positions. And yeah, I think there was some decent stuff in one of the random files. I remember trying to look through it to see if I could see any way to determine what, like how RNG worked, to see if it was manipulatable, but I never really came up with anything. And of course, if you want my speedrun notes, you can certainly have them too. It's like almost 50 pages long, but I've got like a bunch of bullet points at the very top that give like some info on certain things. My notes are usually a little bit too detailed, but that's okay. My notes for this game actually aren't that detailed. I mean, maybe they are. Ooh, 3. 3 is good, yeah. Uh-oh. I need you to not get hit. But I need Neeson to die before I can do anything else. Shift seed, yeah. Okay, did pretty good damage to myself. Kill him. Can I hit just one of these? at least not all three. No, I can't. Okay, good. Oh, yeah. That resisted. That resisted. That's unlucky. Part of me wonders if I should be casting light. I guess Abracon doesn't have much else to do, so let's equip it. Hello? My light wand. Oh, it's on Aileron. I hope it's not dead. No, it's okay. But I can't swap it. This is actually getting a little bit bad. Please don't resist. That's good. Okay, we're fine. That was scary for there only being 3 of them. Dex. As much dex as you can. Strength. Oh, no. Need that. Now I need to equip. Warfang on you. Light Wand can go on you. And Wizard Wand onto you. Actually, you need to not have Light Wand on right now. If you camp with a wand equipped, it refills the charges, but sometimes when you do it when it's full on charges, it actually just removes the charges altogether and then you can't use the item anymore. I should actually make sure that my wall of bones isn't messed up. Okay, that's fine. Three zombies is the, like, perfect amount there. If I get fewer than 3, I think that leaves me short on experience. And more than 3 just waste time. Save here. This wizard man sometimes aggroes even when you're stealthing. Think we're good. Just save just in case. Yep, it's raining. Always raining. It's a very dreary game. Definitely think I'm going to be losing time on this split. 3.5 minutes? Maybe not. There's times we made back in the tower, though. My PB had a disastrous plague zombie hallway, and it softlocked twice on the dialogue leading up to the Shamsuk fight. So, saving like 3 minutes in Shamsuk's tower is certainly feasible. I need to be careful, there's going to be a Gorgon that's going to appear here anytime now. Let's save. Just in case it's closer than I think. Could be being blocked by a tree or something. I didn't mess up, did I? Where's that Gorgon? I'm not complaining. But usually there's an enemy that I need to dodge. Need to do a twirly-do. A little bit worried about the skeleton dude to my right. But I think I'm okay. We can, yeah, we can equip light now, because I will use it. I might need to camp twice. My time of day has been weird my last couple of attempts. I feel like maybe it's because I'm doing things faster that I'm using less time of day up. But I feel like I've been early a couple times, and this might be another one. And camping twice is annoying because it's slow and risky. But, gotta do what you gotta do. Yep. Hope light still works. Camping twice might have ruined it. I missed my split. It's fine. It was about even. I should actually check on Abracon's turn. He can use light. That'll tell us. Okay, we're still okay. Enemies falling through the world. That's always a fun one. Happens a lot on this battle map. I was wondering what the game was doing there for a second. Took a long time to switch turns. I should have saved before coming into this room, but it's okay. Lizard Man can be a jerk sometimes. Just like this Hellhound. Probably have to save and reload past this dude. Oh, we actually managed to walk by him. Usually I get stuck on him and have to save and reload. Ah, he saw me. Got a little too close. Wraith, cast darkness. Of course you do. Darkness isn't really an issue on this fight, it's just slow. It's like if they try to Wraith touch. Good, good, good. What's in this hallway? Nothing. Alright, another potentially scary enemy. Minotaur Lord here. He still dies to stupidity, but he likes to resist it. Hopefully we don't have any issues. To resist. Put Abracon in front, so if anybody gets hit, it's him. Okay, we're fine. Don't particularly want Abracon to die, but if he does die here, it's not like run over or anything. I mean, I could reload the save, but I'd probably just leave him dead. He's not critical to the rest of the run. This is one of the most annoying parts of this dungeon. Save just in case I mess it up, but let's try the fast strat. Fast strat, relatively speaking. Fast strat is to run and go very wide. Back over around here, and then reload. Enemies aggro you in this room through that wall all the time, but like, even running those handful of steps at that wide angle is faster than sneaking through this whole room. Alright, now it's time for this room. I'm gonna run up to here. Save. Load. Come out right behind him. Could have taken another step farther forward. I think we're good. I think we're past the zombie. Yep. Excellent. Big time save right there. Debilitation on the 2 wraiths. I can hit these skeletons with stupidity, but honestly it's faster not to. Did I not equip the bow? Well, that's annoying. Not a huge deal, but bow is actually useful here for finishing off these guys that are mostly injured. Not this one, though. I missed. I missed with a bow of accuracy. I must have accidentally equipped one on the wrong character because I'm sure that I equipped one in Terminor. Crazy room time. Okay, we hit the golem. Good. All that matters. I buy strength potions to use on Keelan in this fight, but then I never end up using them. It increases her chance of one-shotting these skeletons, which, with this XP route, she doesn't really have a whole lot of chance to do without it. I used to pick up some levels of the warrior skill for her, or a level, anyway, and I don't anymore. But I wonder if getting that would make it more likely to one-shot these guys. It takes a little bit of time to get the warrior skill for her, so, you know, would it pay for itself? I don't know. And can I even afford the XP? I'm honestly not entirely sure. The answer might be no. Without extra fights. Of course, I've got one extra fight in this run. I killed a Chaos Scout that you sometimes run into, but was not, like, an intentional kill. Okay, Elrond does not need this stuff anymore, and Keelan does. Wizard Hat, Witch Ring, Wizard Wand. Well, I guess the Wizard Wand doesn't really matter because the Wall of Bones wand will replace it, but putting all that stuff on her now should let Debilitation hit all 4 of these, I think, instead of only 2 or 3 in one cast. That should save some time in this fight. Oh, I don't think that actually hit the back one, unless I was too far away. Or unless I needed to rank up Debilitation. Maybe I needed to do that after that last fight. Oh. Maybe that was a waste of time. Well, it wasn't like really a waste of time, but... minor waste of time. Right. Uh-oh. Oh, no, that's fine. That's fine. That's normal. Scared myself for a second. It's after this next fight I need 8. Not before it. Nope, I did not almost the whole run. I just almost thought I the whole run. Okay, and we hit that first try. Easy peasy. Oops. I am going to, as silly as this might seem, I'm gonna cast shielding. These wolves can do a surprising amount of damage, so taking the time to buff here is not a ridiculous idea, as much as it might seem like it is. Alright, where's the head of these guys? Big hit. Abracon gets to do something for a turn, or an action. Okay. Now's where I take Debilitation 8. It's fine. Even if I had, like, messed it up. There are other fights in this area that I could kill. I don't know which ones are good to fight off the top of my head, but there's other stuff in here to get experience from. Would not have been run ending. It just would have been, let's experiment. Maybe I should fight some stuff in here on a practice save just to see if I've got like an easy backup. In case I do make a mistake in the marathon. All right. One more save, just in case I soft lock. I am gonna mash through this cutscene. Let's make sure Keelan's got the right stuff just one more time. Witch Hat, Wizard Ring, Wizard Wand. Okay, we're good. This could be a big time save here. This is not a 16-minute long fight. What happened in my PB? I mean, I know I softlocked twice. I know I lost time to that zombie, but... maybe I had, like, a bad ogre or something. Or a bad wraith. I thought wraith was first try, though. Much mashing. Alright. Well, you can't do anything. That's annoying. Seems like getting to go first. It's common, but annoying. The wraith goes, that's pretty annoying. Where am I Might have to use light, but not until these guys are taken care of. And they're now taken care of. Yeah, I'll need to light. Alright, now we unequip Witch Ring, Wizard Hat, and Wizard Wand. We re-equip our rope. And we start killing some wraiths. Now, Alaron equips Witch Ring, Wizard Hat, and Wizard Wand. Snipe that guy. Cast Light. I have kind of a couple different options for what to do here. I'm gonna take a little bit of time and do something that I don't normally do. I shouldn't have walked that close to Shamsuk, because now I'm gonna be stuck, aren't I? Which is, you can kill off Ferris here and skip a cutscene, but it's pretty slow to kill him off. You can't unequip his armor. All I can really do is put my back to them and hope that, hope they get some good hits. Doesn't look like they're going to, though, so I think we're just gonna clear stuff. Kill one more thing. If you want an example of why I always attack stuff from the back, this fight is it. Keelan is owning this thing and Abracon hasn't hit it once. There we go. Where is this thing? A little out of range. Resisted. Just put Ferris in front here. Okay, we're good. Huh. Well, I wasn't expecting to save 9 minutes there. So there's that. Part of me thinks I should have them take 10 minutes off my estimate. It's a 4:05 right now. And like, I've had no reset runs in like the 3:57 range. Because there are a couple fights that can just RNG wall you. I mean, I've gotten stuck in the final boss for 10 minutes. So, like, nothing is guaranteed here. But I didn't quite realize that there was this much time to save here. There's still plenty of time to lose, though. The end of the game is... Well, walking to and from the barrow in particular, and walking around the barrow, is pretty difficult. And there's, plenty that can go wrong. Mostly through mistakes, like... It's consistent, it's just easy to mess up. Pretty unlikely that we're gonna skip this again, but had to try. This is a fight from the very beginning of the game that we skipped earlier. Faster to clear it out now, though, than it would have been as solo Aileron. Save before using this, just in case. Teleporters always scare me a little bit. I've had them crash on emulator. I've never had a teleporter crash for me on console, but... You know... I don't trust this game. So always save. If it's take a few seconds to save or risk redoing the Shamsuk fight, I'm gonna save. Yeah, that's split. For real. Oh, I got an encounter here. That's not good. Well, that's gonna lose a fair amount of that time back. This will probably drop me back to Oisen Forest, won't it? Oh no, it didn't. Still. Usually this high ground's pretty safe, but maybe I strayed too close to the edge. Because I don't think there are any monsters that actually come onto this high ground. But this walk to the barrow could easily lose me minutes. Very easy to get encounters here without being able to see them, and I think my PB did it perfectly. So, hard split to compare against. No time can be lost in Chapter 4. Aileron going first here is lucky. No one necessarily needs more stats, but I do want to get Aileron up to 30 dexterity. If possible. Definitely 29. And Keelan getting a little bit more strength also has value for the Barrow Wraiths. I don't know if that Dracovern sees me or not, so we're gonna save just in case. Maybe even reload. They have a pretty small aggro range, and usually if you hug this wall, they don't see you, but that troll did. So we're going to reload again. That's what I mean by this walk being hard. Plenty of places where you can have to reload aggro. plenty of places where off-screen enemies can aggro. I've already had to reload twice, and I've gotten a bad lizard man encounter. I've already lost probably a minute off of this segment, I'm guessing. The troll walks away. Okay, we can run again. He won't catch me. Enemies have different move speed, so most of them won't catch you, though, if you start running while you're out of aggro range and they're facing away, like that. But there are a few enemies that will. Knowing when to sneak and when to run is like a big part of trying to go quickly in this game. You could just, like, err on the side of sneaking more often, of course, but you will lose time from it. But it doesn't take many accidental encounters to lose more time than you save from being cautious, so definitely like an execution / risk reward mindset that goes on with running this. Where's this Cyclops? We're gonna save here just in case. This Cyclops aggroed me and I didn't save, it would lose probably at least a minute and a half. Like stuck on the side of the mountain trying to sneak up. Sneaking up slopes in this game is very awkward. You often just like don't move and you get caught on things. Plus, you know, I can't see the ground because it's too dark. Alright. We're gonna save at least like 3 times walking through this area. Griffins to my right, darkened bats to my left. There's a griffin. I don't know if it saw me, but I should save just in case. I don't really want to reload if I don't have to. Because if I get my movement right, you can get through here with no encounters. And if you reload, stuff like wandering stuff resets. And that can be beneficial if you're expecting it. Alright, I saw something to my right. I think it's the mana core. But if so, that mana core shouldn't aggro. If we've made it this far, we might be good. Do need to veer back to the left because there's a Hellhound to the right, and also there's a cutscene trigger with Ferris, Jester. If I am too far to the right here and going left, you can skip it. I was a little bit farther left than I wanted to be, but it's alright. Alright, I actually want my notes for the Jundar Gate. If you mess this up, it throws you into a fight that you can't run from. We're good. Through the gate. Bum bum. I love the Jundar Desert theme here. Well, the word love might be a little strong. I like it. Fortunately, we're not staying in the desert. To be a little careful here. There are enemies on both sides of me, so I don't want to aggro either of them. I'm actually going to save and reload just in case. Alright, Barrow Wraith time. Ooh, wasn't a very strong hit. Kill him. Please, somebody? I really don't want him to go again. Ah, he saw me. Kind of thought that might happen. Picked the wrong ladder to come back up. Well, kind of. It's a little faster to sneak around down there than it is up here. I should have gone back up the same one I had gone down. Which is this one right here. That was 2. Okay, 3's in the corner. Nope, this is the wrong one. It's not the right one. Water elemental is gonna see me. Please don't aggro. Okay, we're okay. This dude's a little scary because he can do a lot of damage. But he also dies real easy, so that makes him less scary. My dex is still only a 27? Hello? Ladder. I think my XP is just a little bit lower than I expect because I only had 3 zombies, and usually you get more than 3. But it's fine. It's just like throwing off my expectations slightly. Getting this fight's alright. When I flee, it should put me back to the hole. Doesn't really cost time. I'm gonna save here just in case. Where are these guys? They're all the way over here. Awkward spawn point. Care if that hits the Wraith. I do need it to hit the golems. Got one. Fabricon goes, I will use light. Okay, we're fine. Easy peasy. What? Stuck on the thing. There's 4 of them down. I'll save before Shatravar here. Just in case. This guy uses Frozen Doom. I think. Maybe it's Web of Starlight. I think it's Frozen Doom, though. And he can just, every now and then, he can scare you at least. Alright, everything's fine. Now, for the one that really sucks. All the way over on the west side of this mound. Ideally, I get far enough that away from these enemies that I can run. There is a wolf there. I just need to hit this rock before an encounter. Okay. I can actually use this fight now. Bring us right back to here. I think I went the wrong way. I did slightly. It's okay. I worry about that water elemental. It's not a huge deal if you have to run from it, but it's faster to not have to. Alright, one more of these guys left. Last one all the way up on top of the mound. Could be kind of a pain to trigger too. Oh, water elemental, what? Okay. I don't know where he saw me from. Not the first time that's happened though, so... I think I just went too far to the right here. He wanders over that way a little bit. Or he aggroed me through the wall. I thought I saw his sprite clipping through the wall there. Maybe that's the one on the other side. I wouldn't put it past this game to have that happen. One damage. Frozen Doom. Okay, well that's not good. Fine as long as Keelan can finish this guy off here. Okay. All I really want is that. Bum, 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 bum. Right, now, 7 of these spots to turn in the rewards I was getting from each of those Barrow Wraiths. Number 2. This is 60 hours, oh boy. I don't know what I would have expected. I probably would have guessed like 40. Standard RPG length. Kind of like my de facto expectation for RPGs is that they will be somewhere around 40 hours. Obviously, it's not always true. Only 6 sample size. Only 6 people were able to beat this game. It's fine, let me just go post on there and say 3 hours and 45 minutes. And then it'll average it out. Alright, before I forget, you need to unequip this stuff, and Keelan needs to put this back on. Wizard hat, witch ring. You want the Tinker's gloves now, and wizard wand. That was bad movement. Be fine though. 5:15. Well, there's only one other person besides me who has anything like that, so must have been a Elastoid after his first run. Or, well, I say first run, but I don't know if it was actually his first run. Oh, that aggroed me. That was unexpected. Losing time in the barrows. That's fine. Most of it was probably from the slow walk down here. Main plus extra 74. That sounds reasonable. Probably comparable to what I put into the game. 80-ish. For my first playthrough. Well, you're also playing on maddening difficulty on everything except your first one, and you did the DLC. Both of those contribute time. I'm guessing that that's expecting normal difficulty on the website. Oh, did I get an encounter? Oh, I actually have to run from this. I don't have the equips to deal with it. Sucks. I don't even know where that encounter was. Oh my god. It happened again. Let's switch around my stuff so I can deal with that in case I need to. I need to be more east. Nope, that's where the guy is. So I was going too far east. I used to go like the long way around here. And then I started cutting through this way. Alright, this is my barrow split, is when I get to the edge of this desert here. So we lost. Three minutes. Do I not have notes for this spirit? Huh. Yeah, I used it a fair amount for when I played, even on normal. Not like a ton, but but I was obsessive about not letting characters die, so like anytime anybody died, I would use it. And there were a couple fights that I tried to do some silly things on. Like the first time you run into the Death Knight or whatever. I tried to kill it and failed miserably multiple times, but spent a bunch of time rewind things on stuff like that. Alright, I think my endgame was also really good in my PB. So there's a reasonable chance that I lose more time from here to the end. Which, like, if that happens, it's fine. I've got plenty of time to spare, as long as nothing crazy happens. Yeah, I really like the time mechanic. I really like not feeling like I have to reset the fight because somebody died and do the whole thing over again. Especially with reinforcements. You have somebody in a bad position and like they just get owned and it's like, well, now I know the reinforcements are there, but I guess I'm restarting this whole fight. Although conversely, like, the time thing, I guess, takes away some of the scariness of the reinforcements, so I don't know if that's gonna aggro or not. Let's save just in case. It probably is. No? Nah, it did. Oh, the bat aggroed. This bat fight is so dumb. And now things are all in weird positions, so now I'm just like all sorts of messed up. Actually, no, you know what? Maybe my PB got into one fight, a lizard man sergeant. In the swamp. So maybe I'm not gonna lose too much time here. Although I don't know, I don't think I got a fight. I think my endgame was clean. So I probably just lost another minute. That's what I'm expecting anyway. Still, a minute is fine. What this run will really come down to, I guess, is gonna be the final boss. Unless I do something really stupid between now and then. Let's save. I don't know where exactly the Cyclops load. Lose after round 99. Is that in any fight, or is that like a specific fight? I'm assuming it happens everywhere. Rain, yep. Sneak here before we get this troll. Did I sneak too far away? Where's this troll? There he is. He did sneak too far away. I don't think he sees me, but... no, we're okay. This troll's really weird, because he'll aggro you and get stuck on that treasure chest, but... I think the game sometimes still moves his, like, aggro position, even if his model is stuck. It feels that way anyway. I don't know if that's actually true, but... sneak past this Dracovern. Can't really tell which way he's facing. I'm probably okay now. I can fight the Dracovern if I need to, but I prefer not to. I prefer to take an easier fight. I need to take one fight before the end of the game, but I'm hoping for it to just be like a generic rat or something. Or a wolf. Not this wolf, though. Let's just save, just in case. He shouldn't catch me, but... since I'm going to be running uphill here. Just make sure. On content if someone dies, yeah. And it carries over into New Game Plus, right? Like, don't your, like, social relationship stuff, doesn't that carry over into NG Plus? So, like, if somebody dies and you can't raise their stats anymore or whatever. Could affect your next playthrough. Going way too far north there. Or way too far west, I mean. Save just in case the game decides to crash. Did not. Excellent. Keep your renown. Spend it to unlock stats and social ranks. Oh, okay. Reminds me of the grade system in the Tales games. They give you the opportunity to spend grade on a couple things throughout the run. What aggroed me? Oh, a bat. Okay. That's fine. I needed a fight anyway. That's as good as anything. But yeah, the Tales games give you an opportunity, at least Symphonia. You get an opportunity to spend it on various things throughout the game, but at the end of the game, you get like a grade shop for NG Plus based on how much you have. And you can unlock things like more XP, or carry over your gold, or carry over your relationships, or, you know, whatever, those kinds of things. There's one that I really like for NG Plus, which is, I aggroed the bear. Whatever. I'll just kill it. I should have done stupidity. Which is, it makes your XP based on, like, your combos. So it lowers the base XP that you get. It's a pretty cheap thing too. It doesn't cost a whole lot of grade, but it lowers your base XP for fights, but gives you much bigger multipliers for having like high combos and junk and doing well in combat. This is in Tales of Symphonia again that I'm talking about. Extras menu, unlock versions of scenes where everyone's alive and recruited. Ah, okay. Literally nothing of value. I don't really remember Lorenz too much. Save just in case. Bum, ba-dum, bum. Unfortunately, I have to sneak through this whole way. Or fight the wolves. Honestly, like, I should time fighting these stupid wolves. Ah. Oops. It's fine. The only male character that matters is the guy who takes naps all the time. I might be exaggerating on that, but anybody who wants to nap all the time must be a good person. Guess you're a good person? I guess so. I probably would have said that anyway, even if you did not want to nap all the time. Now, if you had been saying, you know, good things about Zelos in your Symphonia playthrough, maybe I'd have a different opinion. Zelos the genius. Yeah. Sure. Ever just get to a point in a run where, like, you feel like you're forgetting something? At this point, there's really nothing I could have forgotten, so it's fine. But ever since I got ahead after that Shamsuk's tower, I've been feeling like I'm forgetting something. But there's nothing to forget in Shamsuk's tower. Like, as long as you get through it and you can beat him, that's all you need to do. There's no other stuff there. Oops. Always mess up that movement. Pierre sitting for 2 damage. It's normal for Pierre. He doesn't need a steel sword. Random items, they'll get you every time. Oh, it didn't even buy the item. Oh, I thought it just went to the wrong person. I do remember that happening, but... I hate getting by this fire elemental. I hope this goes smoothly. Okay. We're probably safe. I don't know the exact cutoff point for that guy aggroing you, but... Oh yeah, that's true. I don't know why I would have thought it would have gone to someone else. I was thinking... my brain was mixing it up because I'm thinking about this run. I was thinking, if you loot an item or something like that, where it would go to the next person, or pick up a chest. Maybe the better option, where it would go to the next person, not purchasing where you select specifically who gets it. I wasn't really thinking, that's all. Alright, I did not lose as much time as I expected on that split, considering running into that darkened bat like 3 times. 2 or 3 times? And fighting that extra bear. Millennial auto sort, yes. Imagine having a bag. I can imagine it pretty well. And this is what I was afraid of, is these idiots. These guys just aggro so awkwardly. Brownie bag. I want a brownie. I think I've got some brownie mix in my cupboard. Do I have stuff I need? No, I don't think I have milk of any sort. Okay, we're past that idiot. As I said, it's all gonna come down to the final boss. Married a brownie machine, nice. I'm envious. Save just in case this guy aggroes me. Which doesn't usually happen, but it has happened. For some reason. We cannot fight that guy. I wanted to originally make that an incentive to fight the Fire Lord there, but I did not find any reliable method for killing him or incapacitating him. There's a banish spell or banish elemental or something like that, and I thought for sure that you could use that on him, but in all of my testing I was never able to land it. And I tried for like 20 minutes, and if I can't do it in 20 minutes, I can't make it a marathon incentive. Saving and reloading to land one spell. I can do it for when it's required for the run, but not for an optional incentive. Alright, one last trip through the caves. And all I need is to land my spells first try. This is not the right way, is it? Am I lost? I'm going the wrong way. The answer was yes, I was lost. I don't know what I did. I guess I went straight instead of left. My camera got confused with my camera. That's a silly mistake to make. It's just, it's RNG manip. Sorry, that's what I mean. I didn't run the wrong way on accident. Scene with Abracon. Trying to move while this camera is like rotating around when you load through doors is impossible. Weird drum beat, yep. I think everything's right, just double checking my items, yep, it's all right. Did I put the bow on her? No, I did not. That's the thing I wanted to do. Not that it's strictly necessary, but... Oh, actually, I probably wanted to unequip light from Abracon too, huh? Oh well. It'll be fine. Not usually necessary. Lost a fair amount of time. Maybe from the fire elemental. Maybe I did the sneaking a little bit slower. Messed up that menu a little bit. Maybe I split at the wrong time also. Okay. And... time. Five-minute PB. Well, was not expecting that. It's all Air Kicks' fault. Alright, let's do the speedrun breakdown. Thanks to the GG, man. Leaving Gornia, I intentionally did extra money grinding for marathon safety, because this was a no reset, so I lost like a minute here because I did an extra round of potion stuff that I probably wouldn't have otherwise done. Getting to Aramon was good, no problems. Witchering was quick. I don't know, 7th or 8th try? Not instant, but maybe 10th. But pretty quick. Kitterak was good. I don't know how I saved so much time on this segment. I don't remember much going wrong here in my PB. But lost a bunch of time getting to Talawak because my PB had the wizard hat from the Witchering chest. So I had to go out of my way to get that. So losing a minute or two here was expected. I lost more than that. Got a boar encounter on accident and lost like a minute to having to run back for that one because I hadn't saved. And just generally had some slow fights like with the ogres. Getting to Port Said was fine. Getting the lighthouse was good. I was worried because I forgot to buff up Aileron's intelligence for a couple fights, but it didn't end up mattering. It was kind of slow to kill off Brenna, but I don't think I lost any time off of it, or only a few seconds. Chaos Isle was really smooth. No issues there, everything went exactly as expected. Probably saved time there. Namer's Isle. I don't know if I split wrong here or what, but the fight was a little slow, the Marauder, because Keelan needed to heal twice and Abracon once, I think. Walking to Terminor was fine. I don't think anything went wrong there. Walking to Shamsuk's tower was okay. The zombies were a little slow, but there were only 3. So it was okay. Shamsuk's tower went basically perfect. And saving 9 minutes in there. Yeah, I don't think anything went wrong. I mean, there were a couple resists or whatever, but very, very good Shamsuk tower. A couple dumb fights walking to the barrows, and a couple small mishaps walking around the barrows. Nothing major, but you know, those little things add up. I think it was mostly walking to the barrows. I lost probably at least half of that, if not 2 minutes of that. A little bit more time walking to the dragon. Again, just a couple extra encounters. And a little bit of time to the final boss, which I don't know, maybe it was because of the fire elemental or something. Or extra saves, or playing it a little bit safer on sneaking. But yeah. Easy peasy. This... There's a chance that this is my last run before QFG. My last full run. I'll keep playing off stream for practice, but... maybe I'll do one more next week sometime? I'm not entirely sure. I don't expect to beat this time, but doing one more no reset just to go through the whole thing isn't the worst idea, so we'll see. Sub 330. No. I have no interest in grinding out this run. Don't